Screen is not shared. Okay, see here, Fahad, see this. So this is the project builder. Okay, so last time we had created the
Like he,
project.
yeah,
Yeah, we had created the project. Okay, right, using the transaction codes, the individual
yep,
transaction codes.
correct.
Now there is another transaction code for creating the project WBS and network. That is a project builder.
Yep.
So what we'll do is we'll directly so last time what we had seen is we had gone to the creation of the project, and we had created the WBS elements, the project ID we created, okay, and we created the WBS element. Now there is these are the two transactions. Apart from that, you can also create the network using this transaction CN21 and then assign it to a WBS element. Now what we are trying to see here are individual transaction codes. These all can be done. These all can be done in the project builder.
CJ20. Yeah.
Yeah. So CJ20N is more of a master transaction where all the facilities are available. But what we need to understand is why these transaction codes are given is if you keep the project for this, you need to understand how the project department works. Okay. Now what happens is if you see the business process for a particular project, okay, uh, there are different responsibilities, right from giving the budget to a particular project or just creating a requirement. So there is a logic. Creation of the project can just be done. Only the project ID can be done by a single person, maybe at the highest level, project manager with certain budget. Okay, in the sense a project head, and he has got say 4 project managers. Okay, so he creates a project ID and gives it 4 project IDs to 4 project managers for the project, and then accordingly these people then go ahead and create the WBS element structures within that budget. Okay, and within the timeline. So every company who has got a particular project team consists of, if it is a, let it be any type of project, you'll have a project head. Basically it can be, he can be a he can, she can be a program manager where they handle the multiple projects, and for each project then you have the project manager. Then below the project manager you'll have associate project manager. They'll have got different managers, and then you have got the project executives and so on. So this is a complete project structure. Now these project departments, then they have to interact with multiple departments. Which are those departments? They have to have resources, so HR department. Materials they require, so they need to procurement, right? So they need to interact with the procurement team, where they're going to give the requirements, delivery, all the necessary information, material specs, and they're going to provide the material. That is main. Then this material is going to be stored, so you need to have an interaction with the warehouse team or the inventory team. Then once this is there in the inventory team, then what we have to have certain more interactions with the logistics teams, because certain material has to be shipped to site. Okay, logistics, travel of persons, cost, insurance, lots of unexpected costs for equipments, for purchases, cash purchase, and so on. So lot many interactions will happen. So that's the reason what we have here is each WBS element then say what happens is here each transaction then can be given access to a particular person. Okay, when I am saying this, we can have certain statuses. I'll be telling you about the user status and system status, so that every particular individual can have access to particular WBS elements, and they can update only that WBS element. You understood? Say for example, if there is a project, okay, laying of a bridge, or say port construction, whatever. So basically what are the departments that are involved? Just for example, if we take electrical, mechanical and civil, these are the 3 different departments. Now we need to give access to these 3 different WBS elements only from those departments. Now how do we do this? Right? So it can be done. So what I'm saying here is, so logically, every particular person in the organization, the project team has to play a certain role. As per the role, project managers may have the same access, but one project person does not want to give access to the other project person. Okay, if he's from the electrical department, he's also the project manager. Civil, he is another project manager. They don't want to allow them to see each other's project, what they do. So again, there is a different. So these all comes under the roles and authorization. But what I'm trying to tell you here is, see, at times it may be required to give access to a particular role with regards to particular transaction. Okay, so as I said, budgeting, planning, access can be given to the finance team, high level when the project ID is created, and then after that structure creation, change can be given to the project team, and then after that also material attachment, creation, purchase requisition will be given to the project executors, junior executors, etc., project engineers, and then approvals, etc., will be given by the release, etc., will be given to the project managers and senior authority. So similarly, likewise. So that's the reason we have got the different transaction codes. We have got WBS CJ01, project definition 06. You've got network CN21. Okay. So
Okay.
keep this in mind. These are the important ones. Why we require this, we'll see. So this is the transaction code. Now what we did is we went ahead and tried to go through the project builder. Now this transaction code is CJ20N. CJ20N comprises of all these transaction codes and much more. So basically this is a master transaction which talks about all these transactions. So let's go to CJ20 and understand this. Last time we had created one project, if you remember. If you go to 02, this is a project. This is the project we created, or okay, I think yeah, we created something.
Yes, C55 something.
Okay, so let's check. This is the project that we created. Okay, now it looks in this format in the WBS. So if you go to the project ID definition, it is this. So this is the project definition, C_55, C/55 new railway project. Okay, now, and this is the hierarchy. It's new railway project, civil, mechanical, instrumentation. Then you had civil again. See, this is the first level. These are the second level, and these are the third level WBS elements. Okay, so this is in the hierarchy graphic. You can play around with it, whatever you want to delete or include, etc. You can do that. Okay, so you can do all this. So now this project, what we are seeing, C105, we can open this up in the project builder. So transaction code for that is CJ20N. So let's go to this transaction code, CJ20N. So we're going to transaction code CJ20N, and we're going to try to open this. So how do we do this? So we go to open and open up a project. So we can give a project name and execute this. Sub project is going to open up. So you see here, this is more readable and easy to understand. So we got our project definition. If you take this, then below that you have the WS elements. If you open this up again, you have the second level WS elements, and then you have got a third level WS elements. Okay, now what we understand here is you can see the project definition starts with C/558. Okay, this is the 4-letter words.
Correct.
And after that you have got a dash, and then you have got alphanumeric key 3 letters, again a dash, alphanumeric key 3 letters, again a dash, and alphanumeric key 3 letters. So basically the first level, this is the second level, and the third level. What happens if you, so this is the first level with a new railway project. So what we have done, so what is the WS element name? We have given, taken same as that of the ID. Okay, now if you go to the second level, it is taken as 001. Okay, and third level is again 001. So if you see the project definition, we are used up all the 3 levels here, 1 2. Now if you create another one, it will again start with some other thing. See, for example here, what is that? 1 2 3. So we have done up to 1 2. We can go ahead and create another one. So let's create one just for example. So how do we create this? Now in the project builder, similar to this, we can just click, right click, You can say add WBS elements, else you have one option to say create WBS element. This is the first option, simple. Else you can just click on this and click on the WBS element overview and add a line item here. So you've got third number clearing. So let's take this and let's insert a line. Okay. Below clearing, we wanted to make the fourth level. So we wanted to maintain is like statutory requirements. We'll just maintain. So we just added one statutory permissions. So now what has happened? It has taken as per the coding mask, right? Till this point, we are all clear, I believe. See this. This is the coding mask. 1, 2, 3. This is the third level statutory. Now, if we go to the fourth level, then what? Now let's go to the fourth level. This is 4 it is showing, right? So now what we are going to do is we're going to just add one more line and go to the fifth one. Now here when I'm trying to do 0, 0, 1 again and say so now we are adding this. So what's saying? You see this message. Okay. Now why this message has come? All this is there in the configurations. What it's saying? It's saying this is the definition. These are the 3-level WS elements where you are given as alphanumeric key. And you cannot go to the next level, it is saying. And that's the reason it is not allowing to save, right? Correct. So now what we're going to do is we're going to close this, save this, come out of this, and then we're going to do the necessary additions. So now I'm going to okay, just cancel this. Now, so we understood that why the message was given because of the limitation in the project
configuration.
Yeah, coding mask. If you see, there's 1, 2, and 3. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the configurations. So let's keep this screen open and let's go to the configuration. Saeed, are you there?
Yes, Santosh.
Yes, Saeed. Yeah. Oh, great. Okay. So Saeed, in case if you have any particular questions, I believe at this point you will not have it. I think this is.
No, it's clear for me. It's clear.
Okay, great. See certain concepts because you already have certain backup on SAP. We'll try to close that topics faster. But I don't want you to miss the basics of it. Just so that's the reason I'm running a little, not very deep, but the important ones I'm covering.
Okay.
Where the implementation for anything which implementation is required, the configurations are required for the implementation part. So let's go to SPRO. So this is the configuration T code that we're going to go to. Okay, so we go to SAP reference IMG and we go to our project systems. Okay, so we are there at a project systems. Now here you have got structures. So go to structures. Now these are all for the standard templates. These are operative structures. So go to operative structures. Here you have got WBS and network. So if you go to WBS here, you've got the coding mask. In the coding mask, you see define special characters for projects. Okay. Now I'll just toggle the screen back to the main screen. You see the coding mask, what it's saying? It's what are the special characters that you see? A slash, backward slash, hyphen, right? These are the two ones which are there. So this particular usage of these special characters is defined by this configuration.
Okay.
See here. So what are allowed is backslash, forward slash, semicolon, greater than sign. These are all the allowed special characters. Okay. This is a shortcut at the rate when we are entering. Last time, if you remember, when we are trying to just enter instead of typing in the whole for the WBS element ID, we maintained only this at the rate sign. Let me
Okay.
create that and show it to you again. So now we'll try to relate one by one.
Okay.
Here, let us go back to our WBS element structure. Okay, suppose if you want to create another second one, what do you do? We're just going to create at the rate, and then we are maintaining is like say 004. So it's creating the fourth one, right? So why? Because of this. Special character and intro tool for WBS element. Okay. This is for entry. Entry tool. ET is for entry tool. Okay.
Okay.
That will help for ease of entering the data. This is the shortcut. You can use other fields also, other ones also.
So ET will always be like it can be whatever it is defined, like a at the rate or something, whatever it is. But
Yeah,
usually
there are
the
certain exceptions which ones you can use. So at the
okay.
rate is one which you can use. You have got other ones also. Special character enables you to enter quickly. Okay.
Okay.
So
But
generally
usually
most of the projects we use at the rate only. So
okay.
there's no harm in it.
Okay.
Now the special characters, what you see, these are all grayed out, some are not grayed out. The
Right.
ones which are grayed out have already been used in the project and hence cannot be changed. These ones are not yet used in the project. That's the reason it is in a editable mode. Okay. Now what we see here is a PL and then you have got SL. What does this mean? Now length of key for coding. Okay. And what is this length? How much is this length for coding? Let's check once. It will be around, so you've got length 1. This is the label. Okay. So here what it's saying is presently this is 1. Okay. Key for coding. This is 1. You can have two also. And here what happens is you see the first letter is C. Right? In the coding mask, you can see this. This is first letter. This is the project ID. Okay. So this is 1, and then you have followed by the special characters, and this is entry tool, and this is the SL. SL stands for the structure length. Now what happens is if you check this up, it will always check for the key. So whenever we maintain the coding mask, right, it will check the number of characters accurately, and accordingly it will stop. It will give you error message. This is the structure length. So here it is 1. In case if you now, for example, if you just go back, Just go to the next one. Define project coding mask. Now what happens is here you see the project IDs are all single digits. If you try to create a new one and try to enter a 2-1, say AA, what it's saying, key for coding mask must exactly be 1 places long. Why this is coming? Because of the previous transaction code. This will only allow only 1 digit because the initial start of this, whenever it was configured, they have maintained 1 here. And it will exactly stick to the length, SL. So you need to be very careful while doing this. Otherwise, if you try to change it, then you need to go through certain service notes and it's a big task at the start of the project. Or else, it's really a big exercise to do it properly because SAP also is very cautious on this. So you need to be careful. And here then you have got this ANO, automatic number assignment. Okay, it will assign the automatic number. So if you maintain the WBS element number, so it will assign the number for the WS element. Say for example, if so, we'll see the example now. So this is the second configuration which we have, which says about the coding mask. Now what do you see here is, you can see you have got letters from A to Z. Some of the letters may not be there. We can create for those UVW. So we can create for those, or we take the example of which is existing ones. Okay. Now you see there are 2 columns which is saying lock and LKS. Now basically certain coding masks may be locked where system will not allow to use those reserved ones. So basically this is just text, but certain for any reason if you want to reserve certain IDs, you can just lock them. So you'll not be able to use those. You'll get an error message if you try to use those. So if you try to create a project, new project, you try to create a project using the reserved IDs, what it's going to do is, so if the reserved IDs are F, say for example here F, so if you try to do F, what is that F, so it'll, so if you try to create this, here you see the lock is not there. Okay, now if you try to create this for G, if you create it for G, so if you just try to create the same for G using the letter G, so what's saying, entry length is incorrect. Okay, so if you try to create this with the help of the project ID G, so it will not allow us to create. So basically it will not allow. So it's the same length it has to be, so just maintain it as G1. So what it's saying, structure indicator G is locked. Okay. So here that's because of the configuration, because it is locked here. I hope we are getting this, why we are doing this. So this is the lock. Now here, whatever the coding mask, what we see here, you see zeros and X. What does 0 represent? 0 represents a numeric value, while X represents a alphanumeric key. Okay. Why we require this? Say for example, if say we are taking an example of L&T, right? A company as L&T. Now L&T is into construction of several. It has got different fields of construction. Say for example, they have got. So let's get back to our notepad quickly.
Santosh, but can you touch on it again on PL and SL, the significance?
Which one?
The PL and SL.
Yeah, we'll come to that. See,
Okay.
gradually we see the impact of it. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. All
See,
right.
the point is, what happens is, as and when we are going to try out certain projects, it will stop it. Okay. See, one thing is when we were trying to. So this is the ID, right? So these are all single digits. I showed it to you. If you try to enter in double digits, it will not take. Correct?
Correct. Because that is
Yeah.
there in the coding mask, it's defined as 1
Yes.
in the PL.
Yes. And it is a tick mark there. So now here lock is the the importance of lock now. Now one more thing is, you see there are two locks. One column is for LCK, new projects using structure ID. New projects using structure ID. So it will not allow you to create anything with this coding key. Okay. And you have got the other one. This is for standard project or standard WBS elements. So this one is for, if you maintain this, it will not allow you to create anything for standard projects. Okay. And this is for operative projects. So if you maintain both, it will not allow you to use to be used for anything. Now I'm going to just explain to you how is the logic of the project ID, how the companies do this logic. Probably you'll be able to relate to your company also. Okay. And let's understand. So you've got the project builder, what we have seen now. So we see the project builder, transaction code is CJ20N, and then we went into the configuration. So what was the configuration? What we saw was for the project ID special characters, and what we are seeing in now is the coding mask. Now in the coding mask, how it is defined. When we talk about coding mask, we need to understand that there are two things. 0 represents numerical value. 0 is for numerical value, and 0 is for numerical value, and the X represents alphanumeric. Okay, so both are this. Now, so we are taking an example of L&T. L&T is into manufacturing of different types of projects. So what they want to do is, see, as per ISO standards and whatever the short definition that we use, project IDs, etc., it should be able to give as much information as possible. Okay. This requirement is from the reporting perspective and for easy understanding. So if L&T is doing multiple projects, different types of projects, and they have got sections, so most of their project teams are doing projects on railways. They have got other projects on ports. They have got on airports, roads, and bridges. Okay. Now how the ID should look like for this. Okay. Now one thing is the customer may give a requirement is like you can start the railways with, see if it is a single letter, then it can start with R, or you can have two letters if it is possible, but here in this case only one. So you got R. Ports can start with P. Airports will start with A. For easy understanding, it's not mandatory or something, but this is what you propose to the customer. Roads, and for bridges you got B. Okay. Now this is just a project ID. The coding mask. Now how do you do the project ID? This is the ID. Now coding mask. So how do you define the coding mask? You need to define the coding mask as a part of the business blueprint. So how you're going to propose this? So basically coding mask generally will be explaining to customer what the customer wants to understand, what he wants to maintain. Apart from the project ID, then if they want to use certain special characters, like we have got a slash, hyphen, or whatever, or they can use dot also. So if they want to use hyphen or dot or etc., they can maintain that. And they want to maintain, because there are railway projects, different types of projects which start on different years. So they want to understand when they, after the ID, immediately the year. Okay, they may start with the year also. So because year keeps on changing, right? Say if it is 15, then it will be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? So we can have the year also. So you have say 15. So for example, then they want is after the ID, they want year. Year, how many characters? 2 characters. So year. And then after the ID characters, then what they want to have a hyphen, which talks about the WBS elements, right? So WBS elements, again, they want to have how many WBS elements they're going to have, that is determined by this. If they want to have year can, as I said, year will be alphanumeric. It will be numeric. It does not have to be a character. So you can put 00, and this is alphanumeric for the WBS element. If alphanumeric can be numerical, or it can be character also. And then you can use, so you can maintain this. Say for example, this is the first level, second level, and then again you want to have it as third level and maybe fourth level. So this is what, see here, X stands for alphanumeric and 0 stands for numeric. See here the logic was project ID, then the year, okay, followed by the year. So you have got the project ID followed by the year. So project ID followed by the year, which was year will be 2017 now. So we just maintain 17. Then we wanted to maintain the first level WBS element, say example as 001, and another one, the second level should be reading as 001-001, and in case the third level should read as 01, and then fourth level as 01. So likewise it will be we'll be able to see this as in this format. So we are going to define this coding mask. Now in this case, this coding mask, whatever logic that we have defined, if it has to be there for railways, then the ID will read as, for railways it will be R. Okay, for railways it will be R. So it will be like R/00. For bridges it will be B. and likewise. So for ports it will read as P, and this is important to understand this, how we, what is the logic that we define the coding mask, because you cannot change coding mask once you configure it. Very difficult to do that. And if you have created certain projects, if you have uploaded certain projects, ongoing projects, then deleting the data from the tables and all takes a tough time. So here, so you've got bridges, B for bridges. I hope everybody got the idea what we are trying to propose out here. Now you see here R is repeated twice, road and railways. Unfortunately, that is the problem if you have single digit. That's the reason what you'll have always as 2 digits. But in this case, because this is a training server, already projects have been created. It's a single one. If you try to delete and see, recreate it, what system will do? Let's check. Say for example, now I'm trying to do this and trying to delete this. Trying to delete this, okay? And try to maintain 2. What it's saying? Profile is being processed by Santosh. It will not allow identification because so many projects are existing, right? So it will ask you to go check everything, delete everything, and then go for it. It will say. It will not allow you to do it. You can do it, but there are lots of notes which you need to apply. We can do it. Okay. So this is how we define the coding mask. We are okay with this, I believe.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is
But
we're going to
can
go
you just
back and create. Yeah, please.
can you just write that like what you have defined and what is the example, so it will just make
Yeah,
good
yeah.
sense.
What I'm trying to do now is I'm going to go back to the SPRO and try to recreate the one of the coding masks example.
Okay.
Say for example, now we have got B or R, whatever we have defined. We'll try to create this coding mask. Okay. So we go to the configuration here. Say for example, B is there already. Some projects are there with B. No, but we don't have P. Which one is locked here? Oh, Q, H. Okay. So here we take it as, say, so highways basically. So this starts with H. So this starts with H. So we'll take it as H because H is available. For example, so you got H. Okay. So we'll start with H. So we have got H. So now this is for highway. We are going to create H. So this is reserved. So we'll remove this. Now it will be available for us. So H, what we wanted to do was, now again, it will allow us, let's see. So H, we wanted to make it as H first, okay. Then what we wanted to have slash, then what we wanted to have. So we'll copy this and paste it here. So we'll remove this. So you got 0, 0, okay. And the description was highway projects. So you got LNT. Okay, got this. So we maintain this. Now cannot make this change in the editing mask. Okay, it's not allowing us to do that because it has taken dash initially. Fine, let's take this dash only. So we'll just change this a bit. We'll make it as dash. Okay, so we'll make this as dash and we'll copy this. So if it is 1, what's the point? 1 will never be sufficient.
You want to use the year, right? So it will be
No.
numeric.
What's happening is you cannot make this change. See why? Because it's already been saved, right? So it will always to. So it will not allow you to, because these are all saved. So it will always give an issue. So to change
Okay.
it. So but we can extend it. So what we'll do is we'll extend it accordingly. Say for example now it is there. So we want to do X. We'll just maintain this as, let's see where it is taking here. Okay. So you've got so I'm just copying this. So now we are just extending this. So still it's not allowing us to do it. It cannot make the changes. Okay, it's not allowing us to change this. It will not allow you to edit this coding mask. We need to have an other key. Which one is the HIJKLMNOPQ? So it's not allowing us to do that. So likewise, we can go ahead and create this. It's all X, Y, Z. X is not there. So you can have a new entry and say, so project ID is X. Okay. So let's take this as X itself. So whatever you want to create here, that ID has to be unique because it's one digit. So you can go to A to Z. So X is not there used anywhere. So now we can create this. So what we wanted was the year, right? So we maintain this, and before this we maintain the year, and this is the coding mask that we had earlier. So we'll use this 00 dash, and this was the logic, and this will maintain as the highway project. Okay. Oh. X is being used. It's there. STUVWXYZ. It's saying X projects are there. Okay.
No.
X projects. 15. Okay. There has been a deletion, but it is still available here. In the table, W reading marks is there. So this is still there in the table. Okay. So now let's go back. Just go back to the previous one, and what we'll do is we'll just go to the special structure. We'll remove this SL. Okay. This is the structure length. Okay. This check mark we have removed. Now we'll go back and just try to edit the coding mask here. So you have got X and X. So if you try to do this, so see, if the project has been created with that particular mask, then it will not allow you to change it.
So
Anyways,
you okay?
yeah,
So you think that the project has been created for this, right?
yes,
Earlier.
yes. And after this,
Oh,
check marks are there. That's the reason it is not able to allow us to create this.
edit it. Okay.
Um, but you understood the concept. What I'm trying to tell you here is like you can create this and maintain the coding mask logic. You need to maintain the logic of this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the logics has to be maintained. See here you can see the special characters, dot is used, you've got the slash, you can also use the hyphen. So all this can be used in the coding mask.
Okay.
It's not allowing us to do this. Okay, so this is the coding mask here. So what we are seeing here is in the project, when we go to the WS element here, we go to our project builder. So in your company, Fahad, can you relate to this coding
Uh,
mask?
no, because I don't see this project coding mask, like that portion. Like I can see the status and the responsibilities, but unable to
Mhm.
see that portion, project coding mask.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
How it can be visible?
Yeah, we'll see that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see that. What you need to do is you try to go to the SPRO configurations and check. You have these two configurations, right? Just go and check the first is this. What are the settings for this? So are you using
Okay.
any shortcut key entry tool? Just check this up.
Okay. I don't because like usually they use the directly create from the template and the profile, like in CG20N and using the
Correct,
next.
but then see you go and check the configuration setting for this. These two. Okay.
I have seen, but like I think it was showing like for projects company A and B, the last ones. If you go
Hmm.
down, I think that is what I've seen.
Which one
But
here on this
no,
screen?
no, just yeah. Can you just go down? Go down. Yeah, in
Yeah.
this screen. More till the end. Yeah, I think Y and Z I can see, like projects and company division A and projects and company division B. Rest
Only
I
these
don't
two
see.
are there.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So I'll just check it again, but I think like
See,
before this
see the point here is if you can just relate back to your project that you're doing, we can recreate it. Only thing is like because see, as I said, certain configurations if it has been done earlier itself. Now it's very difficult for us to add any other length.
correct. I will
Okay.
try to relate that, like
Yeah.
somehow I will try. Yeah. But SL is like the check mark is used for what?
This is the structure length.
Okay. So
So it'll go and check the structure length by default.
okay. So usually it's check or uncheck. Like uncheck does what and
So
what?
what happens is you can say, for example, it is two letters, right? Suppose
Okay.
this length was two.
Okay.
So it's not mandatory to give 2 if the check mark is not there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So now you can enter 1 also or 2 also.
I see. I see. If the check mark is not there, so it will not say like 1, 2, 3, whatever, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So in
Now
order to
because the length is only 1, right? So by default it is checking only 1.
right, right, right. So if the length, like if PL is not defined, and if you check that mark, so it will take any number, right?
Yes. See what it's saying here. Coding the project definition and WS elements. The length will be exactly to what we have specified.
Okay.
Basically whatever we have defined, it's the same logic.
Okay.
Means whatever the coding mask that we have defined, right? Initially, if you remember when we tried to enter more on the coding mask, it was not allowing us to do.
Right.
That is because of this. Say, for example, if you remove this SL, right? Now, if you save this and try to create a project WBS, let's go to our project. The last project that we created was this. And now, if you try to create the fourth level here. So you had created one. Which one was that? Okay. So if you go and just check this up, you got 3, right? So now last time we were not able to create. So if you just go and try to add one more line, and now if you maintain as 4 and you give this as a it is taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now if you save this and now go and create fifth one, we didn't enter the description, that's fine. We just go and create the fifth one now. So you got the second, third, you got the fourth, and then we go and create the fifth one. So fifth. Now if you again say 001, now what system is going to do? It's saying his length is incorrect.
Okay.
So it's like after 001, it's not able to find anything.
Okay.
Okay. Um, is incorrect. So it is not going to take after certain length. Entry length is incorrect. Okay. So here this is the key which is saying up till this length it will take.
Okay.
So for already existing ones, it is taking the same logic. But because certain projects have been created on this, so certain impact is limited. So what that key that we were seeing was A, right? What was that? This is starting with C. So if you go to this coding mask, C, this is C. Okay. So you just check it up in your company. How is it maintained? Okay. And we'll see. So logically what happens
Okay.
is, suppose if there are how many projects a company does. So how do you define this numbering? In a year, how many projects they do? Say for example, if they're doing 100, in 10 years, how many they are going to do? 1,000.
Right.
So 1,000 means how many zeros you need? 0001.
Right. Right. Right.
Maybe 9999.
Correct.
Logically, the first 4 digits itself is sufficient enough for so many projects. That's the reason what happens is, You may have most of the companies then go for around 3 digits, 2 digits. So this is the logic that you need to define and propose it to the customer accordingly.
Okay. Okay. But we have like in our company, because it's a multinational company, so like for example, Middle East project start with any hyphen and 5 numbers. So
Okay.
similarly, US hyphen
Correct. So that maybe they have defined the IDs like this. See,
two.
in this case, Middle East, right? Then
Yeah.
US, then maybe Europe,
Yeah.
EU, and then what they have done is hyphen. Then they
Yeah.
have started with zero
5 numbers.
zero one.
4 zeros. Yeah. 4 zeros and one. So like
So
that.
this is like this, and then the dive maybe dot is there, is it? Or hyphen
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. No. Dot.
Dot and then again 001
WBS. Yeah.
means whatever is there, the number, and then again maybe second level WBS element and third level WBS element. So it will be like this for you, these projects.
Yeah, so like I need to check it out, but I think previously what I have checked, so it was just like A and B, Y and Z were there, as the
Uh-huh.
characters. So I didn't see, like ME or US or those things. I
No,
was unable
definitely
to.
it will be like this only in case because they want to track, say, region wise, then they can track the region wise projects. Your
Hmm.
company maybe it's like
No, no.
region wise projects.
What I'm saying, like in the configuration, I don't see, like what you were showing as C. Like I cannot see like ME or something in the
Mhm. No,
configuration.
no. If you go to the configuration, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your WBS element? What is the name? Can you check?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Just check the WBS element number itself. You'll be able to understand because WBS element has to have this logic, right?
Correct. No, no. Like because there are predefined WPS, so we can always relate, what is that and what is not.
Correct.
Yeah,
So kindly check it up tomorrow,
yeah,
and we'll go for it. Also, what I'll tell you is like probably if I'll just paste on the note where we can change that ID. I'll tell you, but then we'll not go for it. But I'll just give you overview.
sure.
Okay,
No worries. Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay, Fahad and okay, Said. Said,
Okay.
yep. Hello, Said.
Yeah, tell me, Santosh. Yeah, tell me, Santosh.
Said, you're comfortable, right?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. It's okay.
Okay. So, Said, your project has started, is it?
No, not yet. Not yet. Inshallah, it will be another 10 days.
Okay, is the business process, is the business blueprint ready?
Still, it is going on.
Who is
Half
it?
of the
So are
finish.
they taking the
Uh,
requirement like this then? The coding mask and all?
yeah,
You can give your
yeah,
inputs.
yeah. Okay. Inshallah.
See why we because Fahad is also working, so it'll be he will be able to understand, relate to it, and this certification questions and all will get cleared out here.
Okay, Santosh.
Okay, right, yeah. Thanks, Sai. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.